My name is Jordan, who I'm Ask Evil, and I'm going to answer a question about Indigenous, Australia, Europeans. A lot of people can't seem to get the answer for this question, that it causes a lot of fighting and a lot of drama here within the country and on country and through countries, is who owns the land? Who owns it? Do the Indigenous people own it? So my father's side are Indigenous. Do my father's side of my bloodline own the country? Or own this land, or on my mother's side, who come from England, Scotland, so Anglo-Celtic, do they own it? Do the Europeans own the land? A lot of people don't want to try and be unbiased about it and talk about who actually owns the land. And I want to be here to be the person who can do that and say, really, depending how you look at it, no cunt owns the land. Except for billionaires and big corporations who aren't always on Australian soil, aren't always on this big bit of land. They come from overseas, they may come from here. Who's got all the power, who's got all the juice? It ain't the general public, whether they're black, white or brown. But also, another way to look at it, if you really want to get into it, is the question can only be answered depending on which framework you exist within. Is land belonged to the people who take it and fight for it? Or does the land belong to the original people that have conserved it, looked after it, and have creation stories about it? The answer depends on how you look at it. And I'm someone who's proud of my Indigenous roots, someone who's going through men's business very soon. On my home country, Gomeroi, Gamilaroi country, someone who's also unashamed of my Anglo-Celtic roots, which can be a bit of a blurry, awkward, elephant in the room type subject, where it's like, how can you be proud? If you're Indigenous, how can you be proud of also being Anglo-Celtic? Because I am the forefront in the representation of my ancestors, and I recognise that, we'll label them, umbrella term, my black ancestors and my white ones. I know that neither of them were perfect, that my white ancestors done some powerful, beautiful things, and they also done some putrid things. Same for my black ancestors. I am not someone who is simple-minded in the fact that I can say, my black ancestors are perfect, that I can only be proud of them because I am proud of them. But that doesn't mean because I'm proud of them that I have to make an enemy out of my other ancestors. When in reality, they probably never even crossed paths, my actual bloodline, in terms of what's happened here on this big bit of land. My grandmother, Gillian, her name is, who's an angel, came here at 12 years old from England for a shot of a better life. And she landed in Sydney and went straight to, they bought a ticket, Central Station, and went straight to Manly, New South Wales. And they went into a flea-infested home, left everything behind. Didn't know anything about Indigenous people. Didn't cause any harm to Indigenous people. In fact, my grandmother was a nurse and she took care of really, really sick Indigenous children. A lot of people run with this narrative of black versus white, white versus black. I believe I'm the living embodiment, as are many other people, but they're just not aware of it, or they're too ashamed to admit it. That we are the bridges to unite our people and to unite our ancestors and the people alive today and for those to come. It is a very powerful position and opportunity if we are up to the task. And I'm talking about people, whether you are mixed or not, whether you're black or white, or whether you're purely Indigenous, whether you're purely Anglo, whether you're purely Greek, whether you're whatever. We all have a chance now. It's 2025. Date of recording is Saturday the 20th of September 2025, 2:01 p.m. I'm here in Wollongong where I live. And I'm sitting under this beautiful sun. And I realise the world doesn't have to be the way that it is. Some people think that it's naive to try and fight the way of the world, which is division, which is hatred, which is fear and anger that we project onto other people. But I believe it's defeat to submit to the way of the world and to think that you have to conform with it. There's a saying, and I'm paraphrasing it now, but it's about if you follow the way, you turn your back on the world. But if you follow the world, you'll turn your back on the way. And that way, to me, in my life, is my purpose. And that is to be a trailblazer and not conform to the ways of the world. Yes, I still have to exist within it. I still wear a hat, because otherwise the sun will burn my bald head. Of course, we can still be a part of the world, but we don't have to be shaped and controlled by the world. We get to shape it. We get to make choices. We are powerful, very powerful. Just an introduction and some of the things I'll be talking about on the channel. If you don't know already, I'll be doing a very big walk. I'll be walking from where my grandmother arrived in Manly, New South Wales, all the way to my other grandmother's childhood area and where she was born, and her mother was placed as she was stolen generations, part of the stolen generations, Barabadee Mission, Coonabarabran. And I'll be crossing the literal Great Dividing Range to try and symbolically close the Great Divide of our times. That's what I believe. We're in a holy war. That doesn't mean I believe in the Christian God, but I believe we are in a holy war. And it's love versus fear, love versus hate. And I choose love for all people.